All right, let's see what this new Trump ad is.
Did you watch the news lately? Israel's under attack, anti-Semitism like I never thought I would see.
Did you read about Samantha's boy Max?
No.
He got spit on just walking that path.
Wait, is this the ad that Felix was talking about when he said these are like definitely Christian women? Is this the ad that he was talking about? Felix was talking about this ad. He's like, they got like 3 Christian ladies to do like almost like an anti-Semitic voice.
Did you watch the news lately? Israel's under attack, anti-Semitism like I never thought I would see.
Did you read about Samantha's boy Max?
No.
He got spit on just walking that pen.
I mean, that's scary. What about Kamala?
Busy defending the squad.
Ay vey. You know, Trump I never cared for, but at least he'll keep us safe.
I never voted Republican in my life, but I am voting Trump.
Amen. Or JC.
Oh, that's awesome. That's sick. She said, yeah, too busy defending the squad. Oh, that's so sick. This is mint. Great ad, dude. Yeah. We're voting for the guy who was like, I love Adolf Hitler and I want my generals to be like Adolf Hitler, except not kill me or not try to kill me like Adolf Hitler's generals did. Dude, that has been the funniest saga with the Trump said he wants Adolf Hitler generals, has been like watching Republicans try and defend that. Some of them are doing like the clean Wehrmacht theory. Others are just simply saying he was blowing off steam. It's like a very funny situation. You just don't have to report it if you don't feel the need to, but they're still doing it. Very cool stuff. Very cool stuff overall happening in the Republican Party. Oh, that's great. Sagar saying that Hitler had amazing generals. Yeah, so amazing. So amazing. Yeah. I just haven't really heard from Richie Torres or the ADL about Donald Trump saying he praises Hitler's generals and wants Hitlerian generals. It's just weird. They're too busy, I guess, coming after Frogan for saying that Sabra hummus is shit. Interesting. It's just interesting. I don't know. It just kind of seems to me like that is pretty fucking big in terms of like normalizing anti-Semitism. Like when you have two fucking candidates and one of them is like doing Hitlerian policy, saying he likes Adolf Hitler, repeating Adolf Hitler's own fucking terminology and words, like verbatim, saying immigrants are poisoning the blood of this nation. And also simultaneously being like, I think Hitler's generals were great and they should be like, my generals should be like them. And last but not least, if I lose, Jews are responsible for it. Number 6, why won't you Jews vote for me? I gave you everything about Israel. All of this stuff Donald Trump has done. What's the ADL doing? The leading fucking group that is supposed to be tasked with combating anti-Semitism, trying to take out Twitch streamers, deplatforming Twitch streamers. Kind of feels to me like they're not up to the task. I don't know. I wonder why the ADL doesn't go after Donald Trump. Perhaps, I don't know, Miriam Adelson giving Donald Trump $100 million so that Donald Trump will advocate to fucking annex the West Bank. That could have something to do with it because the ADL is significantly more interested in defending Israel, the Apartheid Defense League, than actually combating anti-Semitism. And the only reason why they act like they want to combat anti-Semitism is so that they can cynically use anti-Semitism as a deflection or as a shield to defend Israel's actions. Trump praises Hitler. ADL remains silent. Did you know that 2 separate stories dropped this week in which former Trump officials said he praised and admired Hitler while in office during his first term? No, it's possible you didn't. It wasn't on the front page of major newspapers. It didn't warrant major cable news segments. The Anti-Defamation League didn't even consider it worthy of a response. To put a finer point on it, the Republican candidate for the presidential election taking place in less than 2 weeks openly praised Hitler, and it was met with a yawn. How do we get here? How is this happening? For background, The Atlantic published a story with details of a disturbing conversation. As his presidency drew to a close and in the years since, he has become more and more interested in the advantages of dictatorship and the absolute control over the military he believes it would deliver. I need the kind of generals that Hitler had, Trump said in a private conversation in the White House, according to 2 people who heard him say this. Then an interview with former Chief of Staff John Kelly, published by The Times on Tuesday evening, included this bit. Trump told him that Hitler did some good things. Mr. Kelly confirmed previous reports that on more than one occasion, Mr. Trump spoke positively of Adolf Hitler. He commented more than once that, Hitler did some good things too, Mr. Kelly said. Mr. Trump told him. Mr. Kelly said that Mr. Trump had little appreciation for history. I think he's lacking in that, he said. But said he would still try to explain to Mr. Trump why those comments about Hitler were problematic. The ADL remains silent on Trump reportedly admiring Hitler right as it's revealed that the University of Michigan actively recruited Michigan Attorney General to inordinately punish pro-Palestine students, something Rashida Tlaib was loudly attacked by the ADL for criticizing. So, though the story failed to be a media priority, I figured the ADL, the country's most prominent Jewish nonprofit with a mission of combating anti-Semitism in all forms, would have something to say. Yet when I looked at their website, I saw nothing aside from an announcement of a concert against hate hosted by Ben Stiller and featuring Sia. The social media feed were similarly void of any reference to Trump and Hitler. So on Wednesday afternoon, I reached out with a brief synopsis of Trump's positive comments on Hitler and asked if the ADL had made a comment. More than 24 hours later, silence. I followed up Thursday morning and reached out via multiple social platforms to the organization and its CEO, Jonathan Greenblatt. Still nothing. The ADL's failure to address Trump praising Hitler isn't shocking, given their selective outrage in the past year about which Jews are worthy of defense and the fact that they honored Jared Kushner with an award earlier this year. Greenblatt issued a rare rebuke of Trump in September after the Republican candidate said, if I don't win this election, the Jewish people would really have a lot to do with that if that happens. But other than that, Greenblatt has continually shown his willingness to kowtow to power, whether it be Trump or Elon Musk, and the current silence is galling. Remember when the ADL, again, the largest nonprofit in the United States that is tasked with combating anti-Semitism, looked at what Elon Musk had co-signed on his own social media platform, which is filled to the brim with Nazis, where a user on Twitter said Jews are getting their comeuppance after they did unrestricted immigration from the third world into the Western nations, Western civilization, in an effort to destroy it. Elon Musk's response to that, which, by the way, is one of the most common Nazi statements, like not a dog whistle, straight up Nazi sentiment. That is exactly the same kind of sentiment that led to the worst anti-Semitic hate crime on U.S. soil in recent memory, in the Pittsburgh synagogue shooting. The shooter, who was a Trump supporter, by the way, openly said that he was attacking this synagogue because he believed that the Great Replacement was real, something that, of course, Tucker Carlson and many other Republicans have said time and time again, the notion that like immigration is actually being used to undermine the white majority in this country to make America less white. And also, it was being directed by Jews, okay? The idea that George Soros, this is the more permissible form of this anti-Semitism that people openly say on Fox News, is George Soros, who is Jewish, a Holocaust survivor, is the puppeteer behind unrestricted migration into the United States by black and brown people. Scary stuff. The synagogue shooter in Pittsburgh said those things, said exactly why he was doing this unimaginable anti-Semitic hate crime. He said he went into that synagogue and shot the attendees, specifically because, and this was happening in the same time frame when there was another migrant caravan, if you remember, okay, another migrant caravan coming into the United States, which Fox News kept reporting as George Soros's migrant caravan. He went into that synagogue and shot the attendees because he wanted to stop unrestricted immigration that he believed was caused by Jews. Okay? The reason why I brought all of this is because Elon Musk co-signed on that idea less than a year ago. But then the ADL went to Elon Musk and said, you can't say that. Elon Musk then said, my bad, what can I do? The ADL said, be pro-Israel publicly, go to Israel. That's what happened. Elon Musk went to a Holocaust museum, and then he went to Israel, and then he talked about how fucking bad, Hamas is, and yada, yada, yada. And then Jonathan Greenblatt came out and defended Elon Musk. This was so controversial that the former president of the ADL at the time was like, what the fuck are you doing? What the absolute fuck are you doing? This guy literally repeated and co-signed on one of the most dangerous anti-Semitic lies that you can fucking agree to, and you're here defending him? So if you want to understand the Apartheid Defense League's priorities, look no further than that. Okay? That incident perfectly demonstrates what the ADL actually cares about. The ADL does not care about anti-Semitism. The ADL has changed the markers of anti-Semitism and has padded the fucking deck with like real incidents of anti-Semitism and what they claim are incidents of anti-Semitism. Like, for example, when someone graffitis "Free Palestine" on a fucking sidewalk. That is now logged as a real anti-Semitic incident in this country, an anti-Semitic hate crime in this country. Ridiculous. At a time when anti-Semitism is on the fucking rise, real anti-Semitism, not like someone said "Free Palestine" or was wearing a fucking keffiyeh. Okay? Real anti-Semitism is on the rise in this fucking country. At a time when real anti-Semitism is on the rise in this country, to dilute anti-Semitism with like cynical weaponizations of what are in normal circumstances, according to the ADL, like 2 years ago, not considered anti-Semitic incidents is ridiculous. It's not only ridiculous, it's fucking dangerous. It's especially dangerous in a country like the United States of America, where people already have that. Like, people are already primed to be anti-Semitic. Okay? If you conflate anti-Zionism with anti-Semitism at a time when anti-Semitism is on the rise, in an effort to silence critics of Israel, you are going to get people to lean more into anti-Semitism. Okay? People that don't understand this stuff because of their social conditioning, because of their lack of knowledge, lack of interest, are going to be like, well, what the fuck? I guess Jews do control the media. That's inherent. That is anti-Semitic. Okay? That is anti-Semitic beliefs that you are supposed to be combating. It's so crazy. It's very, very, very frustrating to experience this shit. It is. Why fixate on the response of one nonprofit organization? Well, because the ADL, with Greenblatt as their public face, has positioned itself as the arbiter of what is and what is not anti-Semitic. Whether you're reading an article, it cites a figure about the number of anti-Semitic incidents in the country. That's likely a stat from the ADL's annual audit. In the wake of the October 7th attacks in Israel, they frequently conflated anti-Zionism with anti-Semitism. So much so that Wikipedia editors voted in June to designate the organization as generally unreliable. A generally unreliable source on anti-Semitism, but they're still considered an authority on the wants and needs of American Jews. They're still utilized as the primary resource by mainstream media. This dangerous conflation has led to the unfair persecution of Jews against Israel's mass murder of Palestinians, including a Harvard student who was accused of anti-Semitism for posting protest posters ahead of Yom Kippur. There is no world in which this makes it safer to be Jewish. Greenblatt found the time in the past 2 days to tweet about his loathing for Jewish pro-Palestine students, but didn't have a moment to spare for the single most terrifying thing an American Jew could read, that the potential next president thinks Adolf Hitler was good. It is so goddamn alarming. I do not know how to explain this to people. I feel like a lot of people are just like, they're done. They're like, no, I've already written you off. You're a fucking Hamas sympathizer. You hate Israel. You hate Jews. You this, you that. Okay. I believe the fucking cynical smears despite your fucking endless coverage on all of these issues that I could easily, with one fucking Google search, find out for myself. I have chosen, instead of watching the actual fucking videos, watching your actual commentary on the matter, I've decided that it makes me feel much more comfortable to run with the assumption that you are an anti-Semitic rape denier, maybe even a Holocaust denier. Who knows? One whole fucking year of this shit. I'm a Muslim whose friend group is made of 99% Jewish people, all of whom are pro-Palestine and got blacklisted from our local synagogue because of it. My friends are now more vulnerable because of this rhetoric, not less. Is terrifying. Yeah. Do you have any good arguments to try to counter the Jews control the world rhetoric that I hear from people falling into anti-Semitism? I really see my family falling more and more into it. Yes. The argument is simple. Jews are not a monolithic force, okay? They are not a monolithic force. They're your fucking neighbors. They're your teachers. They're the guy driving the fucking Uber, okay? And just like every other group, they have a multitude of different wants and interests. They are not a singular force in this country that is that is motivated by one thing and one thing only, no matter how hard mainstream media and defenders of Israel try to claim that that is the case. Okay? If Jews controlled the world or the media or whatever, why the fuck would anti-Zionist Jews be getting arrested on college campuses? Like, how the fuck does that work? Are they God's chosen people or not? How does this work? This is the other side that is also very damaging. This is the other side of what's so damaging about like silencing anti-Zionist Jews deliberately or tokenizing them, calling them fake Jews or whatever the fuck. You're like, nah, it's monolithic actually. Yeah, the real question is, if the Jews control the world, why has a Jew never been the most powerful person on the planet, aka United States president? Yeah, or a better question, there was a Jew who could have been that guy, and they fucking destroyed him. Bernard motherfucking Sanders. Also, I keep forgetting that Jill Stein is Jewish too, but that's besides the point. Okay. But like, again, Bernard motherfucking Sanders, dude. Why is it that one of the most prominent anti-Israel critics in American Congress is not only Jewish himself, but literally fucking lived in a kibbutz? Why? Yeah, remember this? Pro-Israel super PAC, pro-Israel Democratic super PAC, remember that in 2020? Takes aim at Bernie Sanders in Iowa. The Democratic majority for Israel. I remember covering this back in the day. I thought it was really funny because I was like, you guys don't understand. Americans are too stupid to think that like a Jewish person could ever be anti-Semitic. Like, Americans don't work that way. Okay? Like, this shit didn't work even a little bit. And it's entirely because Americans, like, you cannot explain to someone in fucking Iowa that a Jewish person could possibly be anti-Semitic, which Bernie is not, obviously. But, like, even if, and I'm not saying that, like, Jews can't be anti-Semitic. Of course they can be. I mean, fucking Rabbi Shmuley exists. Ben Shapiro exists, okay? Any Jewish person that keeps saying like, oh, you're a bad Jew, you're a capo to fucking Jewish Voice for Peace activists are literally being anti-Semitic. Having said that, good luck explaining that to a white guy in Iowa, okay? Like they're just like, what? You're telling me this old Jew is anti-Semitic? Okay, shut the fuck up. Is what their response would be.
The most important thing is we have to beat Trump.
And we've seen the damage that Trump and the Republican Congress have done.
I doubt if Bernie Sanders can beat Trump.
I like Bernie. I think he has great ideas. But Michigan, Pennsylvania, Iowa, they're just not going to vote for a socialist.
I do have some concerns about Bernie Sanders' health, considering the fact that he did have a heart attack.
I think it's very important that the Democrats...
This is the ad that they ran. DMFI and all of these other like pro-Israel groups are so funny because they rarely ever hit that on like the angle of like they rarely, these are all staffers by the way, yeah, they rarely ever fucking talk about like Israel because they know that that's not going to actually perform well. It's always some other shit. Oh, they're not electable, they didn't collaborate with Joe Biden hard enough. That's what they did with Jamal Bowman, that's what they did with Cory Bush. It's just like, because they know that if they were to go to fucking Missouri and be like, well, Cory Bush is like not the number one defender of Israel, and that's really fucked up, most people will be like, okay, great.
Nominate somebody that can beat Trump.
I don't feel as though Bernie Sanders would do well against Donald Trump.
I just don't think Bernie can beat Trump.
DMFI. Anyway. Remember the anti-Semitic shirt they have for Bernie? Official DNC gift shop gear. Wait, they what? I don't remember this. What the fuck? I don't think Bernie could have beaten Donald Trump is such a silly thing. Bernie would have fucking gutted Donald Trump. Bernie would have eviscerated Donald Trump. Middle East war hits home in Michigan, threatening Slotkin in tight Senate race. Oh no.